I'm just going to show you some of the features of Awesome Screenshot. So Awesome Screenshot is a Chrome extension. So obviously you need to be using Chrome. And let's look at some of the features here. So I'm displaying my own website here. Check out the different options you have to capture screen images. You can look at visible part of page, selected page, entire page. You can even upload one of your own images and annotate and edit that, which is kind of a cool feature. And of course, screen recording, very cool. So let's look at capture visible part of page. So when you do that, you get this new screen that has been captured by the Awesome Screenshot tool. From here, you can do a bunch of different annotation. But I actually want to show you something else first. If I go back to that website and I say capture entire page, I want you to see the difference between these two. So this one is capture visible part of the page, which you can see is just a small section. This one was capture entire page. So you'll see if we scroll down here, this scrolled through and captured the entire website page, which is pretty cool. That's actually really handy if you truly needed to capture screenshots of the entire web page. Usually the only way to do that is one screenshot at a time, and then you scroll and capture another, etc., which is very tedious. So this is pretty cool. So now let's look at capture desktop. So you have a couple of different options. When you click capture desktop, it prompts you, what do you actually want to look at? So you can say entire screen, your entire desktop, or you have a bunch of selections from the application window. You get to choose. So for example, I could look at a spreadsheet only and capture that image. So that's kind of cool. Or I'll click capture desktop again and I'll say entire screen. And it's captured the entire screen. If we scroll down, you'll see more. You can scroll across as well, the whole screen. Very cool. So now let's do some annotations, and I'll do that with the last option for screen captures, which is selected area. Actually, I'm going to scroll down a little bit first. So how about I do this? And then I'll say capture selected area. So now I get to draw the area I want to capture. So you can see you just click and drag and draw on the screen. That's pretty cool. When you let go, you'll see cancel or capture. I'm going to say capture. And now here's the page that was captured. So let's look at what we can do with the annotations or the editing. First of all, you'll see there's a color wheel here. So I'm going to select a very bright color. You'll notice you also have the width as well. I'm going to leave it at 4 pixels so it's really obvious. This shaded area is options for the Pro version. I'm showing you the free version, so we don't have access to those. So first up, highlighting. For highlighting, let's actually choose yellow. So we'll click on highlighting, and then basically you'll see you have a paintbrush. So we can take the paintbrush and we can drag it over different sections to highlight that. It doesn't seem very bright. Let's choose the pink color instead. How bright is the pink color? That's a little bit better. Obviously, you need to have a steady hand for some of these features. Now let's look at blur. This is really useful if you have information on the screen that is confidential or personal. So let's try blur over an image. You just draw it over and it blurs it out. Ooh, very nice. Let's try this. That's pretty good. You can also add text on the screen. So you click where you want the text to begin and just begin typing. And you'll notice it has options here for larger or smaller. Ooh, let's make it larger. And let's change the color after the fact. Very nice. You can also add some shapes. So let's add a big giant arrow, but let's make the giant arrow in red. So let's do this. Pretty cool annotations. Same thing for a square. Very nice. You can highlight different sections of information. This would be really good for tutorials. Circle. You also have the option for just regular old freehand drawing, which I am not very good at, but for those of you who are, that's a neat feature as well. And you can crop. So what if I only wanted this small section of the screen? When I let go, you'll see I have the choice of cancel or crop. I'm going to say crop, and there's our cropped image. So it's pretty intuitive, pretty easy to do, very straightforward. From here, once you have the image the way you want it, you would click Done. Now you have some different options. You can first and foremost just copy and then paste this somewhere. You could print it, you could save it as a PDF, or you could just download as an image. You also have the option of sharing. So there are different icons here for different locations where you could share this information. You can get a link to share it as well. And of course, you can save it on your cloud storage. So for example, Google Drive, some others there as well. So all in all, pretty handy. So let's check out this screen recording option. So we click record screen. Now you have some choices here, desktop or just a tab. I'm going to leave it at desktop. I'm also not going to record the sound because if I did, it would ask to allow my microphone to be used. And I'm using the microphone for this actual recording. So you can't double use, if you will. That sounds odd. You can't have the microphone associated with two different applications at the same time. That sounds much better. So this will be a silent recording. So I'll just move around on the screen a lot so we can see it actually working. So start recording. I'll leave it as entire screen selected. And now it's started. So I'll jump over here to the spreadsheet. Maybe I'll look at a different tab, come back to another tab, and then back to the home screen. Now remember, I only have 30 seconds of recording available, so I'll just stop this right now. So now we're going to watch the recording. You won't hear anything from the recording because it wasn't using the microphone, but let's just watch as it moves around the screen. So you'll see the spreadsheet references jumping around, and then should see me pop back to the browser. Perfect. So it's exactly as advertised. It's a little package that allows you to record screen. So this would be great if you need to send something off for a problem report for an issue you're having, something like that. Awesome. One other thing to look at. Let's look at options. So one of the ways you would use this is by keyboard shortcuts, and they're all listed here, and you can change them. So if you click on the down arrow, you see you have different options that you can use. So you can modify those to suit your preferences. Pretty cool. A decent little package, and it's free, and it sits in your Chrome browser, always available to you. So pretty cool.